When I first spawned into this better Minecraft world, I had no idea what I wanted to build. Then I found this mountain. Perched above the ocean with a massive stone spire rising from its peak, it looked like something straight out of a fantasy movie. And from that moment on, I knew exactly what my goal was. Over the next 100 days, I'm going to transform this mountain into a thriving kingdom, complete with temples, villager settlements, massive pathways carved into the cliffs, and a sacred gateway at the very top of the world. But before any of that can happen, I need to survive. I'll have to gather resources, build an economy, conquer the Nether, defeat the Ender Dragon, and somehow turn this empty mountain into the kingdom I've been imagining since day one. This is 100 days in better Minecraft. So let's go ahead and get a new world started. Now we will go ahead and make ourselves a good start here, and we'll get all the basics. So once we get ourselves kind of situated here, I figure we'd head on out and do a little exploring right off the bat and see what the world has to offer here. Let's take a look at our map and we can kind of pick a direction here. Ooh, we do have a village here and maybe one over here. So let's head directly south and see if we can loot this village. Oh, here's another weird looking cow. They're all like flower cows, and this guy wants to spin too. Okay. Weird. Yeah, there's so many cool things that this pack has, and I'm excited to just kind of explore everything and see how far we can get here. So, villagers, I will go ahead and take everything, please and thank you. So I'm going to steal a bed. We'll need that. I would really like it if we could find some string so we can craft a backpack right away. And this village really doesn't have too much so far. I think we'll go ahead and just have a sleep right out here on the ground. We officially survived our first night. I think it's going to be worth it to craft up a boat. Oh, I see pumpkins. 1 second. As I was saying, I think it's going to be worth it to craft up a boat and kind of sail along and see if we can find ourselves a place to call home. And so we did just that, sailing around the world, going from place to place, trying to find the best spot, until we came across what would be our future home. The animals love spinning in circles, apparently, until you look at them, then they stop. Okay, I think I like this area better. There's a bit more visual interest going on over here. Let me get up to on top of this mountain, and then we'll see if we can scope out a good spot. Wow. Look at that. We can see the whole world from up here. This is awesome. We're starting to get the nebula in the night sky. That's awesome. This may be a winner on the edge of the ocean here. We could move down onto this platform and build here, or we could build right up here, just at the very peak of the mountain. We could go up even further, but I feel like it might be easier to build from here. Now, our stomach is starting to grumble, so we're going to have to get some sleep and cook some food. All right, I got rested up, got some chicken in my belly. So we should be good to start our day out here. And check this out. We can go into a free cam mode, and we can see what our new home looks like from afar. And I think we're going to have some fun with this. I am going to need to craft myself up. I want a backpack and maybe some more food before we go head out for our first resource haul. It looks like they're a different style of backpack, and it looks like we start with baby, which is a chest with leather. So that's easy enough. I believe we've got 4 leather there. Yep. And we should have some wood right here. So there's our chest, and then our 4 pieces of leather, and there's a baby backpack. And it gives us 3 slots. So not very much extra. So what does it take to upgrade this to a frayed backpack? Just more leather. I thought you were going to have to use each backpack. Okay, you do for the frayed. I thought you were going to have to use the baby for the frayed for the plated. But we could just go straight to frayed, although we used up all of our leather. So we have a little bit of extra space for now. So I'm going to grab this bed and we'll head on out. That is a pretty steep drop although it is into water. We can do it. Ready? And hoop. Woo! Okay. Safe. And it looks like we spent our whole day on top of that mountain. So, we set out right as things were getting dark. Okay. So, I'm going to adventure around and just gather up a bunch of resources for our build. Oh gosh, there's a lot of enemies down here. All right, guys, leave me alone. Looks like we got a villager on a boat over here. Hey, buddy. What do you got for me? A Yeti crab claw or a flower crab claw? Okay, well. Oh, and you got gold. I will take your gold and your string and your enchanted book. Might as well take it all. Thank you, sir. Now, part of my excursion here, I want to get a bunch of different wood types so we can have options when we start to build. So maybe I'll head out this way. I also want to try and find some bamboo so we can build scaffolding. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade our backpack here. Dun, dun, dun. And then the next one, we just have to surround an iron to get an upgrade. And we do have 3 iron, but I'm going to use this as a bucket first. So I'm thinking about our build here, and I was just kind of imagining things, and I'm seeing so much iron over here. So I'm going to go grab that, and then we actually might not even have to go into the mines right away, because I think I'm going to kind of slice this mound off. And this is where our main building is going to go. So I'm going to want to flatten this thing down and build essentially right where it is. And then this could kind of serve as a natural walkway down to there. So yeah, I'm starting to formulate some ideas. So I'm going to get this iron up, and then we're going to start thinking about flattening that hill. All right, there we go. Almost 40 iron. So as that gets smelted up, I want to start flattening down this mound, because it is in the ideal spot where I want my building to be. Kind of thinking how we want to do this here. I guess I'll just start tearing it down and we'll go from there. Now that I'd found the perfect spot, it was time to get building. The problem was that there wasn't exactly a lot of flat ground up here. So over the next few days, I got to work reshaping the mountain, building a foundation, and laying out the first structure of what I hoped would eventually become a thriving mountain kingdom. And I do want to go grab all of our slabs. I should have grabbed those before we came up here. And then hopefully we can just kind of close these in, but they all want to be the same type of slab. I may have to adjust things slightly. And just like that, we are fully... Oh, I'm missing one. Hold on. And now, just like that, our house is fully enclosed. And it looks pretty sweet. I mean, we do need to do some detailing and stuff still, but I think that turned out pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, granted, it's a little flat at the moment, but like I said, we can fix that with detailing whenever we decide we want to do that. But for right now, let's go ahead and just close that in completely. And we will jump down and hopefully not take too much damage. There we go. And voila, our very own place to call home. And now that we have this, I'm thinking we'll need to build a way to get to the second floor. And I'm thinking we just do that right here. And that brings us up to this level, so perfect. Now, I think for the floor in there, we're just gonna do things pretty simple and just do a whole bunch of slabs. So let me check this, like, Sugi planks. And then if we do slabs, let's see how that goes. Boom. our second floor actually has a floor now. Nice. I like the look of this wood. Oop, almost forgot one right here. Yeah, this is looking pretty sweet. We'll have plenty of room to do whatever we want up here, really. Okay, so, whoa, what's happening to my head right now? Why is my neck broken? What is going on? Everything's fine right now, but all right. Well, my head's a little loose at the moment, but we won't worry about that. As I was gonna say, now that we have an actual house, well, one, I'm gonna want to put in some windows here, but two, we can actually start thinking about some storage. And I think in this mod pack there is Tom's Simple Storage. Yep. Okay, so this is what we're gonna want to do. So I think with this, it can be pretty easy if we just put... Why am I doing this? I don't understand. But if we just put a bunch of chests over here, I think we will be able to connect to them with like the inventory connectors, and then just kind of have a central storage space. So I need to craft up a whole bunch of chests, and I'm going to leave a 1-block walking space behind all of this, and I'm kind of going to do a U shape for our chests. And the reason I'm leaving the 1-block space is because I think our cables can run, or like run behind the chests, and then we can include more chests on top of all of these. Yeah, so I'm going to craft up a whole bunch of chests. We'll kind of get maybe 3 high of chests going around here, and then we can start looking in. We can start looking into that mod a little bit more. Okay, there we have it. Tons of storage for us. Anyways, let's take a peek and see what we need for this Tom's Simple Storage. So I think we want this inventory connector, which means we're going to need an ender pearl, diamond, and a redstone comparator, which means we need quartz. That means we need to get our iron pickaxe, go get those diamonds, then go to the nether. And why is my head doing this? I don't understand. So that's going to be our next steps. Okay, so here we are back in the mine, and our diamonds were right over here. So let's go ahead and grab these, and that'll be perfect because we'll get 3 for a pickaxe, plus we'll have 1 extra to make that inventory connector. So that is all I needed from down here. And then I'm hoping we can get like villagers eventually to trade us, you know, iron gear, and then we won't really have to worry about trying to find diamonds. We really got to find a better way to get up and down from our base. We want 1 diamond pickaxe, please. Thank you. And we'll put our diamond in here for now. Hey, my head's fixed. Nice. Okay, now we just need to figure out where a little pool of lava is. And then we can get some obsidian, go to the nether, and we'll be in business. Oh, hello. Dangerous out here. Here we are. This is what we're wanting. Perfect. Okay, there we go. And if we ever need more, we will know where to find it. And we got a creeper. Not going to deal with you right now. Here we go. We've got iron armor. Let's put on our shield. And I'm interested to see what the nether's like in this mod pack. I'm imagining it's going to be pretty cool. Welcome to the nether. Oh yeah, this looks sweet. Wow. And we're going to make this 2 wide just to make it a little bit safer. Okay, there is some quartz right below us. There we are. And I imagine we'll need some redstone as well. Okay, there is a comparator. And then that gives us our inventory connector. Now I think as long as these chests are touching, I can do that. And yep, that connects everything. Awesome. Okay, now on top of needing that, we want a storage terminal. And then if we want a crafting terminal, we're going to need 4 diamonds, which we don't have right now, so that's fine. But where'd you go? Storage terminal. Okay, so if we just put this onto here, we should be able to click this, and there we go. All of our stuff is neatly organized. Good progress. Day 31, we have a house, and we have a storage system. Okay, so next up, we need to figure out our gear. And I don't really want to mine and just like attempt to find diamonds. I'd rather set up some villagers and then we can get enchantments and we can get them to just sell us gear. So that's going to be our next goal. And that being said, we'll have to figure out a place to put we'll need like a breeder and then like a trading hall. And I'm thinking this kind of flat piece of land right there would work nicely. So I'm going to see if we can do a like automatic farmer plus a breeder all in one go. And we can kind of just keep them back here. So I'm going to look into that. I guess first thing though, is we should get 2 villagers. And our closest village is going to be this guy over here. With the temple complete and our storage in place, the next step was bringing life to the mountain. To turn this place into a true settlement, I needed villagers. Unfortunately, the first village I came across wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Instead of a thriving settlement full of potential new citizens, I stumbled upon what was essentially a witch village, and I quickly realized I was going to have to keep looking. Eventually, I managed to find a proper village, but getting the villagers back to the mountain was a challenge all on its own. Between boats, tunnels, and hauling them up the side of a mountain, the process took far longer than I expected. After more than a few setbacks, I finally got the first villagers settled into their new home and set up a breeder to begin growing the population. With a steady supply of villagers secured, I could finally begin work on the trading hall and start building the economy that would support the kingdom for the rest of the challenge. I've changed my mind on the stone here. So we're going to stop all of this and we're actually going to put in more of this travertine. I do have some that I've already crafted up, so we'll use that to start. But decided this is the block palette that we're going with. I'm going to use these sugi logs alongside this, the travertine, kind of like how we did on these walls here. It'll help feel more cohesive, I suppose. Now, I did settle on a design that I would like to try. So let's head on down here on our brand new path. But we are going to build somewhat of a raised... Ooh, I hear a zombie. Hey, get out of here. As I was saying, we're going to build somewhat of a raised platform for these villagers to live in. I'm going to make this as big as I can, and I'm going to start laying out kind of our groundwork here. So let's say that's the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll just go ahead and make this nice and long. Maybe something like that. That should give us a decent enough footprint. Now, what I want to do with this is let's find our center block here. So let's build up the footprint of the building here. And what I'm imagining is we go up a handful of blocks like so. I take a little bit of damage here as I build. So we're going to strip all these blocks, and then you'll be able to see kind of what we're thinking here as things start to come together a little bit more. And then running across, I'm going to do something like this. Now if we can get ourselves unstuck here, just temporarily build up a little bit higher. And I mean, this is going to be pretty well lifted off the ground if we go this high, but I think that'll be okay. So let's see. Okay, that should do it. And then 1 block down, so not the one that we're standing on, but the one just below that, we're going to come across once again with these like sideways support things. So let's go through. We're going to strip all these logs whilst we're up here. And this here is essentially going to be our, well, let's see. We want to go up one more and come across again. I maybe should have brought another axe up here with me. Oh, yep. Okay. Is there a good way for us to get down from here? So you can see it's going to be kind of like a lifted platform, essentially. And then we're going to have like a staircase right here that goes straight up inside. And that level right there is actually going to be our floor. I think it'll look a little bit cooler once we start putting in some more details here and actually finish stripping all the wood. Okay, that should have done the trick. So yeah, we've got kind of a nice support here for our raised platform. And now I'm going to work on putting in our walls. Well, actually, let's lift this up just as a guideline. These are going to essentially serve as our supports running up the rest of the way, if that makes sense. And we'll strip them while we're here. Whoop, not that one. And I'm going to just kind of randomly switch between the two of these. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing again on another level going up. And pretty soon, things are starting to kind of form here. Yeah, you can kind of get the vibe we're going for here. We'll put some stairs going up, cut a little hole in here for the door, and then we'll have this filled in with probably planks for the floor, and we'll put in spots for all of our villagers. I think this is going to work out nicely. Now let's put up a couple torches here so we can see a little bit better what we're doing, and hopefully avoid any unwanted monsters. There we go. Nice little staircase to get us up. This is going nice and smooth so far. That is looking good for now. We'll put a roof on it, obviously, at some point, and we'll finish filling in the walls. But I think right now the best thing for us to do is going to start building out where these villagers need to go. And then we can leave this open so it'll be a little bit easier to drop them down inside with some rails. I just ran over here to check on the villagers, and it seems we have an ample supply. So these guys are doing good work in there. Don't worry, guys. We'll get you to a new home soon. Now, we don't necessarily need anything fancy for the villagers. So if we kind of... I mean, they really only need one block of space each. Remove that for a second. And I think I do want to strip these. Yeah, check that out. They're like a purplish pink color, which is really cool. Although... I'm realizing now that this corner isn't quite gonna work, because they're each gonna need a job block in front of them. I guess we could just leave that open. That'd be a little weird, though. Or maybe one doesn't go in that corner at all, and we can do some sort of decoration in that corner. And then they're each gonna get a stair placed above them. Is that gonna keep them contained? I feel like it should. So I think it's time that we start trying to corral some villagers into their places over here. I'm not looking forward to this. Getting them up the mountain was hard enough. So hopefully coming down will be a bit easier. Probably going to be worth it to just work from here. So if we want them to land like right there, then we can kind of build up from here. With the trading hall mostly complete, all that was left was to get traders into their new mountain homes. What sounded simple quickly turned into a bit of a headache. Villagers escaped the minecarts, refused to cooperate, and somehow always seemed to find the one place they weren't supposed to be. But after enough patience, we finally got everyone where they needed to go. Once the villagers were safely moved in, I started assigning workstations and cycling trades, until we found the trades we were looking for. It took a while, but before long the trading hall was up and running, and with a steady supply of emeralds and enchanted equipment, our mountain settlement was starting to feel less like a construction site and more like a real home. Ooh, I'll tell you what, working with villagers is kind of a headache. It's not super fun, but they are pretty useful now that we have them. And we're going to get rid of these temporary wooden blocks we put here. So pretty much I just wanted to go around the edges here, like so. And I'm kind of wanting like an open air sort of feel to this. So let's bring this across like that, I suppose. We might not have quite enough, but we are close. Yeah, and then I think we'll do one layer of this on top of the fence, or we could do these logs across. I'm not entirely sure how I want to finish it off here, but I do like having that kind of like openness to it. Looks kind of like a jail right now though, but we won't tell them that. Okay. Just need to put up the last little bit of these. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And I forgot to grab the logs. 1 second. Okay, so it is raining still, but we've got our required blocks. And we'll just go ahead and start laying out the logs like so. And I'm hoping this roof goes on pretty quick here. Ah, the sun is coming out, finally. So there is that. We'll strip the rest of these. Now, for the roof, I got a bunch of slabs here. And what I'm thinking is kind of like an oversized roof, if that makes sense. So we'll actually come out, maybe we can come out 2, like that. And then from here, we can say over 1, up 1, over, up, and keep repeating this pattern here. And we have the kind of base or the outline of the roof here. And it looks a little squat, but I think that's okay. I mean, there's plenty of space in here already, so I mean, if we made it any taller, it would kind of be intruding with our line of sight of our main base. So I think this will be okay. And I am trying to stay on top of the stick trades as well, whenever I think about it, so we can keep building up our emeralds. And we finished leveling up this toolsmith to see if he'd give us a better pickaxe, and it's just efficiency 1. So this guy's got the better one, efficiency 2. So we will actually switch from iron to diamond. Ooh, full diamond gear. Oh, and then I locked this guy in with a smite 2 and a looting 1 sword. He didn't have any like crazy high level enchantments on the swords. I don't know if this first iron enchantment affects the ones later down the line, but I tried to find something good. So that's what we went with for our weaponsmith here. Still haven't done or locked anything in with these 2 or these 2. I think one of these guys is going to end up having to be unbreaking, so we can put that on like our weapons and stuff. But we will get to that later. Right now we need some deep slate. We've got our deep slate. It is nighttime, but I'm going to keep working through the night and try to make as best use of our time as possible. I may end up needing to make some more deep slate tiles, but we have maybe like 200 on us. And while we are up here, we are going to want to do some lights. And last row going in, roof has been put in place. Just grab the last few of our torches down, and that should keep things way safer. And we will grab our thingies back until we figure out what we want to do with the central area here, because I'm not entirely sure what we should do to kind of fill that in, since we did like an oversized roof. But I am honestly getting kind of sick of villagers. I've been working with them way too much these past few days, so we need to take a break from all of that. But that is looking like a pretty sweet villager hall. It's small, simple, it's got the necessities. Couldn't ask for anything better, really. Now, what should our next project be? I'm thinking we can kind of, maybe we even loop this around, because there's kind of like a natural walkway here, and then we can flatten out this hole and maybe think of an idea for there. Maybe some gardens. Maybe like a really small, like automated, like villager garden where they try and like pass it back and forth, but then we suck it away with hoppers. And maybe we can put other farms down there, like sugarcane or bamboo, things like that. That could be a good idea. So I've been living off of baked potatoes for a while, and well, I think I'm ready to not do that anymore. So yeah, that might be a good idea if we can kind of, you know, loop this around somehow and have it start coming down this way and flatten that area out. Now, I'm going to preemptively light up the, I guess what's going to be the inside eventually here, because we'll cover all this up, but I'm not going to like fill in every square inch, you know. And then we just need to grab some some dirt and we can start flattening this out. You know, now that I'm thinking about this, we may need to go mining again just to get some more iron if we're going to be building like hoppers and maybe like pistons and stuff. We'll need redstone and iron and all sorts of stuff. Either way, I think we're just going to start flattening things out at this level here. So yeah, I'm going to work on that and I'll be right back. See you in a second. And just as the sun sets on day 57. 57 already. That's hard to believe. But as the sun sets, we have finished flattening out this area. I guess we'll fight these guys off real quick. And maybe it's actually time to sleep through a night. Yeah, get out of here. Who's next? Oh, almost got him. Can we get him in the air? Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Yeah. And... dang. Come on. Boom. Oh, I missed that, really? There it is. Okay, yeah, maybe we do actually sleep tonight. And then we'll wake up refreshed in the morning, ready to go. All right, we got some sleep. And it is time. I did some thinking about what kind of farms we're wanting to do here. And I think what I want to start with is going to be like a villager, just like a crop farm. And I'm going to keep it pretty simple over there. And that way we can just trade with the farmers in here. And we should be all set that way. And we can add more farms down there as we see fit. But before we can do that, let me clean up my inventory a bit. We need to grab some iron, is what I was going to say. So I'm just getting myself prepared here to go mining. And I just want to stop in to see our guys here. I will take a couple arrows. Now we need some iron so we can make some hoppers and minecart hoppers, I believe. 3, 2, 1. Whee! Boom. It's such a long fall. And we dug ourselves a hole down here. So off we go. Now I'm hoping that by day 70 or sooner, we're at 58 right now, but I'm hoping that by day 70 or earlier, we can have our kind of farming set up down there. I know I said I was sick of villagers, and I still am for the most part, but we'll need to get 2 more down there. And it might be worth making an iron farm at some point. I haven't needed a ton of iron, but I mean, iron always comes in handy, I feel like. So we could think about that in the future. Okay, so I was just mining around and I came across this crazy cave. Look at this. And there's so much iron here. But I am running a little bit low on torches. Oh, what is that? A soul star? Interesting. Oh my gosh, there's iron everywhere. This is great. Okay, let's see if we can check this out real quick and then we'll head back, because I think we have plenty. Yeah, check these things out. Blue glow shroom. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to knock them away in time. Apparently not. We came from up here, I think. Yes. How did we get up there? Ow. Okay, everyone just... get out of here. Oh my god. Okay, everyone just needs to give me a second to think. Oh, come on. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. No, you gotta be kidding me. Damn skeletons. Ugh. Well, that's unfortunate. And I'm sideways again. That's unfortunate. Why am I leaning like this? After my unfortunate encounter with the skeleton in the mines, my first priority was making it back to my grave to get all of my gear back. Thankfully, I managed to recover everything I'd lost, and with that disaster behind me, it was time to get back to work. The mining trip had left me with a decent supply of iron, so I smelted everything down and started planning the next phase of the settlement. Up until this point, most of the kingdom's resources had come from manual labor, but that was about to change. I built an automatic villager crop farm and moved a few farmers into their new workplace. Before long, they were producing carrots for me automatically. With food taken care of, I turned my attention to another resource I knew I would need plenty of moving forward. We needed bamboo to provide sticks for our stick trades, So over the next few days, I put together an automatic bamboo farm that would keep us stocked up without any additional effort. By the time everything was finished, the kingdom was becoming more self-sufficient with each passing day, freeing me up to focus on the larger projects that still lay ahead. We'll come on down and see if we can get this moss to spread a little bit. Moss carpet. There we go. Nice, this is working good. And we'll just slowly work our way around here until the whole thing is mossy. Okay, yeah, let's go through and get rid of all the grass anyways and these trees. Nice. That's way better than a giant patch of dirt. And we have almost a stack of carrots now. Cool. So we have almost a stack of carrots and then 2 stacks of bamboo. So let's grab these carrots and lock in one of our farmers up here. I guess we could buy bread if we need to. Yeah, give me your carrots, please. Okay, so he's locked in on carrots. Now we can squeeze some more farms down in here. If we remove this, you know, we could put something right here. I imagine the stairs are going to continue down right here. We kind of have a pre-cut hole from when we were getting the villagers up. So now we want to get them down. Well, not necessarily the villagers, but we're going down anyways. So maybe I could do some thinking about another farm we could put in here. Man, this place is really coming together. I'm really liking this. Especially with these like aerial shots. That's so cool. And maybe we will do an iron farm, but... So I did some thinking. So we can get this out of the way, I think instead of moving on to another farm right now, I'm actually gonna, you can see I kind of cleared out a pathway here. I'm gonna work on a pathway down, and then we can build a little like dock or like fishing hut sort of area. So I can flatten this space out, get rid of this lava and such. Then we can get a villager or 2 down here to be fishermen, and we can have stairs. And then we'll be able to clear all this out of the way, and then we'll have some area right here to work with. So I think that is going to be the plan for right now. So over the next few days, I focused on improving the infrastructure of the kingdom. First, I built a staircase all the way down to the base of the mountain, making it much easier to travel between the settlement and the shoreline below. With access to the coast sorted out, I decided the area could use a little more life. For the dock, I used a mixture of campfires, slabs, and fences to give it a weathered look before constructing a small fisherman's hut nearby. Of course, a fisherman's hut isn't much use without a fisherman, so I brought in a villager to call the place home. At this point, the kingdom was starting to feel more alive, but there was still one resource I was constantly running short on: iron. So I finally gave in and decided it was time to build an iron farm. With that in mind, I got to work putting together a simple design, complete with a spawning platform, a handful of villagers, and a zombie trapped in a boat whose sole purpose would be terrifying those villagers for the rest of their lives. It may not have been the most humane solution, but before long the farm was producing all the iron I could ever need. With the kingdom's infrastructure finally coming together, it was time to start preparing for the biggest challenges still ahead. I'm going to go down here and try and get some Endermen for Ender Pearls. Because apparently this is just Enderman Forest down here. Yep. Okay, so I'll build myself up a little protective barrier. And let's start looking at these suckers. See if I can get as many over here as possible. Oh, nice. We got 2 out of him. So that puts us at 6 already. We've barely been at this. And that puts us at 13. I wonder if we can find one more. Oh, there he is. Okay, maybe I just have to climb up here and do it. But as soon as I get up here, he's going to teleport down. Buddy. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, we got him. There's lots of other monsters chasing me, though. Ooh. And he didn't even give me one. Okay, cool. We could try one more time. Yep, there he is. Okay, got him on the hook. Oh gosh, he's fast. Oh god. No, 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 no. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Ah, I couldn't even jump properly. Uh, why am I in here? All right. I'm gonna go to sleep and then I'm gonna go get all my stuff. Okay. New morning. Let's go get our things. And then we'll be all set to move on to the next project. Okay. There's all of our stuff back. I'm gonna grab some of this coal since it's just sitting here. And I'm starting to think that one of our books might have to be proc or protection for our other librarians. Because I'm even with like diamond gear, I'm still taking lots of damage, or a lot more than I want to be. I think we definitely want unbreaking. So we have 2 more librarians. So if we say unbreaking for sure is one of them, and we have mending, probably protection is going to be our next best bet. Either way, let's put away all of our stuff. Ender pearls. Okay, yeah, so we've got 16 in total now, so that's plenty. So I think I am going to end up trading with the villagers some more, and then we'll need to go to the Nether to find some blaze. So for the next little bit, maybe next day or two, maybe once we hit day 80, we'll stop trading with the villagers, and we'll either work on paths or we'll go to the Nether. So I will see you in a couple days. Let's go into free cam here, and I think I have decided that I do want it to wrap around the front here, because that way we can see it and it won't be hidden behind the back. And we have 2 options. We could continue this and kind of run it along here and have it go up, or we could branch off from here and go up this way, and we could have it stop by this kind of flat area here and then continue wrapping itself up. And between those 2 options, I think I like it better branching off here, I think. So let us kind of make a start here. Yeah, maybe we'll just keep this width right here. And then we can have stairs coming up this way. And then, yeah, I'll just have it go. We'll start stair stepping up here. Okay, so we got ourselves partway up here. And I went ahead and kind of redirected the waterfall here, just kind of dug down and then out, so we could get around this without getting rid of the water completely. And I think if we kind of extend this out, something like that, and then here we can flatten this area out eventually. I don't need to do it right now. And then we'll continue up this way. So if we flatten it out to whatever this level is, and then we can start stairs going up here-ish. And then for the next section, now that we've made it up here, how do we want to do this? Oh, there's a creeper. I guess we just keep spiraling around maybe, or we could start digging up this way and then turn maybe and come around this way. That might be all right. Yeah, so maybe we have a little like platform here, and then the stairs will turn and start going up this way. Gonna have to remove lots and lots of rock here. Ooh, we have a little kind of natural tunnel out here. That could be fun. Kind of go into the mountain. Yeah, let's work with this. Save us a little bit of digging too. I think that's nice. We can honestly probably remove this whole thing. So then if we kind of just extend this out a little bit, and then we can kind of work our way along the edge here too. I'm wondering if we should like wrap it and go up, or if we should just kind of turn the stairs and just go up this way. And that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Yeah, because otherwise we're going to have to build tons of platforms and it's going to look a little wonky. So I think I'd rather just dig straight into the mountain here. Perfect. All the way to the summit. And now we can kind of just flatten out a little area here for ourselves. And we'll take down these trees. I think this will be nice. And okay, let's see. So if we're looking at our base from this kind of direction here, then I imagine we're going to want our nether portal like facing that way. I don't know. Maybe we will just keep it here. This makes the most sense to have it like sitting here. And this is a decent enough size for what I want to do. Okay, perfect. So before we get to that, let's grab all of our like stairs and stuff. We'll put our paths in, get some lights going, and then we can work on the nether portal. Okay, let's start getting all of our stairs in place here. And we'll start by kind of doing something like this. Kind of randomly here and there. Oh, not there though. There we go. That'll get us up to the first level. And then we can start putting in just kind of bits and pieces here. Actually, I didn't want to do, I just wanted to do 3. And then, yeah, we'll work on that in a second. So let's keep going here. And I don't want to do it on the ends here. I gotta remember that, just 3. We got a zombie. Come on out into the sun. I think you'll like it. I hit you with a stare. Get out of here. Okay, so we were doing something like this. Yeah, I think this is going to end up looking really nice. Oh, and then not on the edges here. And there we go, all the way to the top. So that didn't take near as many resources as I thought it was going to. But that's okay. No problem taking less. Now we're going to want to go through, we'll have to go back and grab our walls. And then some solid blocks as well. Sometimes I kind of wish I would have made like way more stick guys. Because we can get sticks, you know, super fast and easy. Okay, let's see. You've got lanterns, so I'll just go ahead and take a bunch of those. And that... Oh, and we can get glass from him now. Awesome. If we level him up a little bit, we could probably get lanterns from him too, but we'll see what we can do with these 12. Okay, so solid blocks. Let's just go ahead and start putting some in here as kind of our guardrail. And then we don't really have some good guardrails here. So maybe we can do something like that. That should be fine. Perfect. And then we'll grab all of our walls. And then it would probably be cool to kind of have them run along here as well. Put a couple mossy pieces in there. I don't think this is looking terrible by any means. Maybe we can kind of just hang one from the wall here. Yeah, let's take a look with the free cam. Oh yeah. That looks pretty sweet. And then we'll go through and put in our normal, you know, our leaves and bamboo and such to kind of help, you know, visualize where the path is. But that looks pretty cool. I'm pleased with that. Now we're gonna grab our obsidian, crying obsidian, I suppose, as well. And now we can kind of, you know, add some decor as we go up to build this thing. Oh, and before we do, we need to break our old nether portal. Oh, and I still need to make the path over here. Can't forget to do that. Maybe keep these guys going up this way. Add a couple spots for color here and there. Don't know exactly how I want to detail this yet, but I do know that we want a rather sizable portal. So let's say, oh, what if we want it as big as the staircase? 4? And we can have it right in line with that. So if we did something like this, and then brought it up a handful, I think that should work. Okay, so you can kind of start seeing what I'm thinking here. Maybe I messed this up. Maybe we want to scooch all of that out. Okay, let's grab some more materials, and then I actually don't need these bottom pieces, so I'm going to take those back. Okay, let's grab a few more things, and then we'll come back in the morning, and we can try and finish this up here. Okay, I should have what I need here. So let's head on back up. But for right here, we're going to build this bottom part like that. And then maybe I can add some stairs in there too. Or some slabs. Do I have slabs? Nope. Okay. But I could make a couple slabs real quick. I think that looks okay. And then on the end here, we're going to do some stairs. Yeah, that looks good. We have it come up like this. Like 2 blocks might be too much, but let's just see. No, I think that would be okay, actually. Yeah, let's stick with that. 2 blocks up. Yeah, and then we'll connect them across like that. Yeah, that looks good. And then we need some of these fence posts. And we'll do one. We'll do 2 in the middle there. And we'll go in with some deep slate on the top here. And I could do a different type of wood for the fence posts. I think that's going to be better. So yeah, let's get rid of this. It's all the same wood. It just kind of blends in. For the rest of this, we'll go back up. Let's put our fences that we grabbed here. And we wanted those in the middle two, which would be these two. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, that's a lot better contrast with those. Kind of spending a lot of time on this nether portal, but I think it'll be worth it. How's that looking? Ooh, that's too intense. Okay, well, let's take away a couple of those. That's a bit better. I might take off one more stair on each side. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. I think I like that. It looks pretty sweet. And then we can just come in here and we can tuck our portal in here. I like how this glows. That's kind of nice. Okay, and hopefully 30 obsidian is going to be enough. I'm not sure. Perfect, it was. 10 left over. Oh, and I forgot. I forgot the, whatever it's called. Flint and steel. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, and these give it kind of a nice mystical sort of feeling. This is cool. Yeah, all of these go up here. Okay, then I'm going to drop some vines around. I think that's going to end up looking pretty cool. Okay, let's light this thing. Bam. Oh, yeah. That looks so cool. Kind of the crowning thing on top of our base. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's pretty awesome. With the portal finally complete, the Mountain Kingdom was beginning to look exactly how I'd imagined it back on day 1. But despite all the progress we'd made, there was still one challenge standing between us and the end of the 100 days. To prepare, I ventured into the Nether in search of blaze rods. Traversing the dangerous terrain, I eventually came across another fortress, where I was able to take down enough blazes to gather the materials we needed before making my way back home. With blaze rods secured, we finally had everything required to craft Eye's Vendor and locate the end portal. Before taking on the dragon, however, I wanted to make sure I was as prepared as possible. So I spent some more time working with the villagers, upgrading my gear, and rolling trades until I finally managed to get my hands on one of the enchantments I wanted most, Feather Falling 4. With my armor enchanted, weapons upgraded, and supplies packed, I set out in search of the stronghold. Luckily, it wasn't too far from home, and after locating the portal room, I even placed down a waystone so I could easily return in the future if needed. After more than 80 days of preparation, building, and exploration, everything had led to this moment. It was finally time to enter the end and face the Ender Dragon. Okay, well, I guess this is it. We're either gonna die, and it's gonna suck because we have all of our good gear on, or we will come out victorious with some Elytra. So let's get our water bucket out. Okay, I think we are, and we're gonna switch to golden carrots instead of pumpkin pies. Ooh, okay. I think we're ready. So, here we go. Oh, what? What is this? What is this? Oh, okay. What? That was weird. I hope that doesn't count as me actually taking damage. Okay. We're here. Oh boy. Okay, we did get some cobblestones, so we can start digging up here. Okay, here we are. Here we go. So, can we actually start hitting these things right now? Like, if I were to just start building up here, try and get a little bit of a head start, and maybe we can do something like this. Okay, let's break in. And then very carefully. Okay, that was good. We'll go back into whoa. Go back into the water. Boom. Okay, good. Whoa. Come on now. Oh my god, what is it doing? Just go up there. Ow. Ow. Okay, we're almost dead. No big deal. Gonna chill here for a second. Ah! Ooh, okay. I think that thing's covered in dragon's breath, apparently. I think we're making good progress here. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to look at you, I'm sorry. Ah, ah, ah. Where is he? Okay, I think we're okay. Oh, we're not okay. Sorry to disturb you, sir. Hey, I think that was all of them. Alright. Let's take this sucker down. Not so scary now that you can't heal, huh? Come on over. Dragon breath definitely hurts a lot, but other than that, isn't too bad. Come on, like one more hit. Yes, yes. Yes, we did it. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, the sound effects on that were crazy. Ooh, we did it. The dragon is no more. We got some dragon scales, and then we'll have to go find where that went. There it is. Dun, da, da, our dragon egg. Whew, we did it. Awesome. Yeah, that feather falling totally saved us. That was, I mean, if we didn't have that, we would have been dead, like, right away. Okay, sweet. I'm glad I brought that crafting table. And apparently I picked up some wood along the way. So, boop, here we go. With the Ender Dragon defeated, there was only one thing left I wanted before returning home. An Elytra. So the search for an End City began. I traversed countless islands, crossed massive gaps over the void, and explored strange landscapes unlike anything I'd seen before. Time and time again, I thought the next island might finally be the one. But no matter how far I traveled, an End City remained nowhere to be found. Still, after coming this far, I wasn't ready to give up. So I continued pressing forward, determined to find an Elytra and complete my journey. But the end had other plans. Without warning, I was knocked from the edge and sent plummeting into the void below. In a final act of desperation, I threw an ender pearl and hoped it would save me. Unfortunately, my luck had run out. The dragon may have fallen, but in the end got the last laugh. And just like that, everything I had brought with me was gone. That was spooky. Did not mean to do that. Oh! Oh, no, 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 no! No, 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 no! Where the... what? That stinks. Oh, we have either 4 days or 3 days left, depending on which counter you're looking at. There's one in the bottom center that says 96. There's one in the top left that says 97. So not enough time to go back, I don't think. And we'll just grab whatever armor we've got here. Dang, that really sucks. We'll grab our emeralds and any sticks that we have left over. I was sure we were gonna get an Elytra if we just kept going and going. I mean, overall, I'm pretty pleased with things here. So, you know what? Let's take a run through of our whole place in first person. It's always in first person. But I'm gonna do like F1. I'll kind of lower the field of view a little bit here. What's normal? 70? There we go. And we'll kind of do a walkthrough of the place. So we did it. 100 days in better Minecraft. We transformed this mountainside. But I know there's lots of different like bosses and dragons and such in here. So that'd be really cool to check out. But I really wanted to focus on just seeing how much I could build in 100 days. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments and click like on the video. And if you want to see another 100 days in this world, let me know as well. Otherwise, I think the plan right now is to jump on back to Valhelsia and do, shorter, not as intense episodes with that as we had been doing. But I'm more than happy to do more 100 days videos if you guys like this. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next Valhelsia episode. And thanks again for watching. See you next time.